Hi everyone. I wanted to shoot a video today that is a little different than my usual content. So usually it's all outdoors, garden based, and that really is my main hobby at the moment. But I also love interiors and I love decorating and thrifting. So I wanted to give you guys a little haul of some things that I've thrifted recently that I feel like are very garden inspired. So as you can tell, the current decor behind me, I really let the outdoors inspire me inside. So I love murals of animals and landscapes, and I love bringing greens and blues in. That just makes me feel happy. The more earthy, the more floral prints and pictures and things like that I can bring into my house, the more I feel comfortable because I love being in the garden. So it's really easy to find these type of things at thrift stores because they've gone in and out of popularity over the years. I mean, for like millennia. And I honestly think that you can find prettier stuff at the thrift store than you would typically, at newer places. Don't get me wrong, I love home goods. I'm not too snotty and snooty to say I wouldn't buy a new piece of artwork or something, because I do, but you can get such a good deal. So why not look at a thrift store first? It's also better for the environment because there is so much already mass produced out there. I read something and it was a true stat that we would never have to produce another piece of furniture again because there is enough pieces of furniture sitting in people's storages, their garages, just in their houses being unused. You don't have to buy the new stuff. And sometimes the new stuff quality is just So, but then once again, I'm not a snob. I'm currently sitting in front of a new table that's made to look old. So I go back and forth. So I think I'm gonna start with what caught my eye immediately when I walked into Goodwill today. That's where I was shopping, was this beautiful chinoiserie, like ginger jar. And these are really popular. You can find these like new styles of these, and I have some at Home Goods. I don't even know. Literally every place that sells home decor probably has some variation of these. I've been wanting an actual vintage one that's like made in Japan for a while, and this one is that. It's beautiful. It's got that real aging to it. Let's see if I can bring it up closer for you guys to see. But you see all that crackling, and it's kind of honestly a little bit discolored in some areas. You can see the stamp on the bottom. It is just a beautiful. And if I were to find this at like a vintage store, an antique mall, I would probably have to pay over $100, maybe even $200. If I found this at Round Top, man, they'd be charging me like $200 for this, and I wouldn't buy it because I'm always on the hunt, and I know that eventually I will probably find it at a thrift store. So I paid $25 for this. It's huge. And I would typically pay $25 at Home Goods for something this size that is not an antique. So yes, I think it's kind of expensive for Goodwill. Their prices have definitely gone up. I used to be an antiques reseller actually in a past life. So I have definitely noticed the price hikes, but I still think this was worth it for the cost. So this one, and I cannot wait to put flower arrangements in this. Oh my gosh, those polar bear white zinnias that I talk about all the time, be just beautiful in this. And then let me show you these glasses. The reason why I think these are very garden inspired and they give me the Nancy Meyers vibe is they have this beautiful like laurel etching up at the top. And they're very sturdy. I mean, they feel like real crystal glasses. And there was actually a set of 6 for $6.99, so for $7. I mean, places like Pottery Barn, Williams-Sonoma, they're selling these etched glasses now. You know, they've come back into popularity. For a set of 6, you're gonna pay $40 to $50, if not more. And I've actually been on the market because I broke some of my drinking glasses just over the last couple months. I've had very bad luck. And I told myself, don't buy any from Pottery Barn, just hold off. Look at your antique stores, your thrift stores, and see if you find something. So if you're patient and you don't desperately need something, this is the type of stuff that, like, if you look long enough, you'll find it. And I just think this would be so pretty with juice in it. You could do a little mocktail. I mean, just even water, drinking glasses, outside. Love that. Very al fresco dining, pretty. And I love Nancy Meyers. She is just an icon to me, and I know everyone's been talking about her lately. I have definitely hopped on that train. I've been on that train though, because I always love the interiors of like The Parent Trap, Father of the Bride, but a lot of my decor is also inspired by her. And if you didn't see her architectural digest spread, I guess, of her house, she'd renovated it. She also has a beautiful garden, very like Tuscan, European, and oh, it's so good. It's different from my style outdoors wise, but it is amazing. And any of her movies, you can't help but get inspired indoors and outdoors. This actually might be my favorite. I don't know. It's either the jar or this, but oh my gosh, just wait. I'm gonna look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love birds, and we have so many birds where I live in the Katy Prairie. So many different kinds of birds. It's very biodiverse here, and they stop here a lot of times on their way to migrate further south to Mexico. So I'll see the most beautiful birds outside, and my son loves them. And even before I started to really notice birds more often, I've always collected art of them and plates. So this will be added to my collection, and it has a stamp on it. So obviously I think it's either Chinese or Japanese. Forgive me that I can't tell the difference between those two. But you can tell it's actually a very old piece. It's not a replica, and it's very heavy. And I just love the yellow colors. I think it's beautiful. Makes me feel like I'm in the garden. So I use like plate hangers on the wall, or sometimes I'll just do plate stands for little vignettes in different areas of my house. But yeah, this is probably one of the most beautiful plates I've ever found, and I have found a lot of good plates. So I paid $6.99 for this, which is a steal. Usually my Goodwill, I just moved back to Texas from living in California, and let me tell you, California thrift stores, nothing beats them. Especially like there was a Jewish thrift store in the San Fernando Valley right outside of LA. The best china. I mean, all the Jewish grandmas, you know, they were donating their amazing china. So I find some great finds there. And then when I moved here, it's, I guess, somewhat of a newer suburb. Some of these neighborhoods have been around here for a while, but it's not as established as I would say the suburbs of LA are. So you have a lot of younger families, and they're not donating old china and old antique pieces that they have. So when you find this stuff at my Goodwill, it just feels like a treasure trove. And for some reason, I knew it was going to be a good day. So I'm glad I went. Some other garden inspired things that are clothing, not interiors, but I thought I'd show you guys is I've been collecting baby girl clothes forever. I have a son. I don't have a little girl, but I'm manifesting. And I have a lot of nieces and lots of cousins. So there's bound to be more baby girls in my family. So I can just hold on to them forever until someone has a girl. Hopefully that's me. But I found the most precious floral baby girl clothes for $1. Look how sweet that is. And oh, my son wears flowers. Believe me, if we find a floral shirt for him, he's getting it. Boys can wear flowers too. And then this, oh, I just love this shabby chic outfit. That color comes like the plate. Oh, that like, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Ochre color. Just reminds me of the little birds that fly outside. Kind of like a canary-ish color. And then I got this for myself, which especially when it's cool outside, not really in the summer. In the summer, I'm usually just wearing a t-shirt in the garden because it's 100 degrees here. So let's be honest. I'm barely getting by. Sometimes I wear my bathing suit because I'm sweating so much. But when it cools down and I'm weeding and things like that, I like to have button-up shirts. And this I just felt was very like Nancy Meyers-esque. It is an extra large. I like to buy oversized ones, and I can wear like shorts underneath, or I could even use this as a cover up for a swimsuit. But I thought the gingham print was very gardeny, English. Love that look. With this, with a big sun hat, would just be so pretty. And it looks like it had never been worn because it still has like the button package attached to it. So I thought that was really pretty. And then I did get some frames today. So I don't know if anyone's noticed, but frame prices are insane. I recently got some things custom framed in my house, and oh my gosh, I was so sticker shocked. I was like, I can't do this all the time. And my biggest complaint with mass-produced frames nowadays is none of them are solid wood. They just feel flimsy, and I can even just tell the wood is fake. And I've bought them over time because they're affordable, but I a lot of times try to invest in real wood ones. So I've got some from Pottery Barn and things like that, but they are so pricey. So I found these solid wood frames, and they're just very simple frames. But my son's room is a kind of like California National Park vibe. So I thought these would be really cute. I wouldn't even paint them. I like this like kind of the 90s antique pine look. But I thought these would be so cute hanging in his room with pictures of him and his grandparents, pictures of him and us. And they were so cheap. The two smaller ones were 99 cents and the larger one was $2.99. So you cannot beat that, and it is solid wood. If you're going for this vintage look, and even if you're not, you could paint this black, you could sand it down and stain it, and you're still probably gonna spend less than if you bought this at Pottery Barn. So, just saying. I don't always find good frames, but sometimes I do. This frame is so pretty and very Victorian English looking. I think it says it was made in 1985. It is solid wood and a very thick piece of glass, which also another complaint. They've been putting plastic like instead of glass for pictures. I bought a frame off of Wayfair and it was not cheap. It was like $50 and it came with a plastic covering instead of glass, and it just killed me because it has the worst reflection. I regret buying that frame so much. I'm considering going to buy a piece of glass for it. Because I'd like the frame, but I cannot stand the plastic. So that's another reason why you should look for vintage frames. But this is so pretty. I don't love the dark wood color. I am gonna paint this. I'm either gonna paint it like a white color, maybe a little creamy white, or like a fun green or blue. Maybe even that blue or that jade green. And I got some beautiful heirloom photos done of my son by my sister, who's a photographer. And I love this oval cutout shape. That just gives me heirloom vibes. And I think a little picture of him would be so cute in there on my bedside. So I got that one for $1.99. And you can hear that glass jingling around. Quality. Built in 1985. It still hasn't broke, so probably been sitting in someone's garage forever. And then finally, this find is actually not one I found at Goodwill today, but it's my new obsession, and I'm gonna start a collection of these. So when I was in Napa, I went in some antique stores, and let me just tell you, Napa has amazing antiques, and they're really not overpriced. I found a lot of good stuff. Oh gosh, I actually got a tablecloth that's very garden alfresco inspired. I'll have to show you guys another video because I'm thinking about doing this monthly, a little tour of my garden inspired antique finds. So anyways, good prices in Napa and tons of beautiful stuff. I think people from California are just good travelers and they like to buy things when they go places. One thing I really like, obviously, with the ginger jar is I like Asian inspired art and pottery. I just think it's so beautiful. And this, I had never seen one of these before. Now I've seen the bonsai tree ones that are made with like glass and beads and things like that, but I'd never seen just a flower. And I thought this was so beautiful. See the little jade leaves, and it's in this beautiful little pot. It was covered in dust, but I could just tell the colors were so beautiful. And I think I got this for $20. And I mean, it's becoming very chic and expensive to have like, not your typical faux flowers, but people make paper flowers now, or they'll even make glass or ceramic flowers to put in your house. And I didn't know that they were really like a thing or existed. I thought they were like a newer trend. So when I saw this and I talked to the antique shop owner, she said that she has a collection of these and they're actually from China. She didn't give me a name, but she said if I searched up like glass flowers, China, things like that, on Etsy, she said I'd probably find them. But of course, I don't know if I'll get them for $20. So it'll be a collection that I'll slowly build on. And when I go to Round Top, I'm gonna specifically look for these in the tents. I'm gonna ask people about them. I might even bring this, or at least a picture of it. So that is the most garden inspired thing I think I've ever thrifted. What's more garden inspired than little flowers? Okay, before I ramble on too much more, I'm gonna wrap it up. I could go on forever. I'm like looking around my dining room right now and I'm like, oh, there's so much more I could show you guys that I've thrifted over the years. But thanks so much for watching. If you guys like this type of video, please let me know, please comment. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I'm still gonna do these once a month. I think that someone out there would love it. I don't know a gardener that doesn't also like to decorate. I really don't, you know? So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, what to look out for while you're thrifting, let me know, comment. I'm happy to help. Once again, I was a reseller for a while, so I know the things that are worth it to buy and good quality and all of that. So thanks everyone. I hope you have a really great rest of your Sunday and a good week ahead.